Oh shit. All of the pieces from the game board were gathered. All of the humans, furniture, witches, and the witches on an even higher level had gathered in one place. Okay. Why? What's happening? That place was like a solemn cathedral with an unbelievably high ceiling. White stonework. Golden ornaments. Though there were windows, there were no entrances or exits. It was a strange, strange place. But for some reason, no one wondered where this strange place was. I wonder. Because they were not given the right to think of this place as strange. The three witches were seated on special thrones set upon a very high balcony. In the center sat the game master, Lambda Delta. And on either side of the semicircular balcony sat Berncastle and Beatrice, facing each other. Below them, Etika ran forward, lifted the corners of her skirt, and bowed respectfully. Etika and Berncastle exchanged cruel smiles that make anyone want to avert their gaze. The commander of the game spoke with words of power. Though her words were spoken with such a vast space, they rang out with the force of a bell in a bell tower. Even though Battler held a rank near that of witches, he sat on the foremost of the benches shared with the other relatives, all by himself at one end. He met the gaze of Beato, who was up on the balcony. Hell yeah. I almost said I was fighting against Beato's illusion of the witch. Since the beginning, Beato has been my only enemy. But right now, Etika and those witches who started toying around with Beato's tail are also my enemies. Who should I fight and how? Maybe it's a good thing I don't have the right to speak for a while. I'll calm down and coolly watch over everything. Okay, so when we walked in on this game, she was accusing Natsu. But we already know from like Beato's admission and from I think other supernatural characters that Natsu isn't the culprit. So she's gonna come in with all this evidence against Natsu. I'm guessing that in some way, shape, or form, Battler's gonna take her down again. Which, my god, I can't wait. I can't wait to see her humiliated in front of the three witches. That's going to be fucking amazing. Etika greeted the witches above her and the humans behind her once again. When 45 urged him to introduce himself, Kinzo stood up.
後宮金蔵だ。書斎の窓より抜け、六軒島のどこかに潜んでおる。
後宮クロウス。現在は囚われの身で、どこかに監禁されている。
後宮エヴァよ、生きてるわ。
ルドルフだ。この後もずっと後宮だからな。名字ははしょるぜ。
後ろローザです。第一の晩に殺されました。ジェシカ、同じく第一の晩に。
ジョージです。同じく第一の晩に死亡。
マリア、死んじゃったけど私はこうしてね。死ぬことなんて
Okay, Maria, you can just say you died in the first Twilight,
後
thanks.
宮夏日生きております。
秀吉や、ついさっき殺されたばかりや。
キリエよ、まだ生きてるわ。
南條です。私も流れておりますな。
源氏とも第一の晩に死亡で。
シャノンです。生存してます。
カノンです。同じく生存。
よろしくお願いします。皆さん。
熊沢でよろしくお願いします。
続いて全員自己紹介を。
Virgilia's group could also be seen. Ah. Unlike the floor Beato's group was on, the second floor had a balcony that looked like a raised audience seating. And they sat there, looking down as though they were at a theater.
ワルギリアと申し、ベアトリーチェの師匠です。ガープよ、死体を消す役担当。
Did Gap just come out of a fucking hole? Because that's what literally she just descended and dropped down. Like, that's why there was a thud when she appeared.
紅茶を入れる役担当ですね。
Hell yeah. I was just like, Runaway, I make tea. Like, my man.
煉獄の七姉妹を代表してご挨拶申し上げます。第二の晩の秀吉殺人を担当しました。煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。続けてエリカ教の家具どもは自己紹介を。ガートルード、異端審問補佐官なり。コーネリア、異端審問補佐官なり。
The two of them could also be seen on the second floor audience seating. They sat apart from Virgilia's group. Where's my homie? Yeah! Then Delanor, who was seated between the two, slowly stood up. She had a presence and dignity about her, as though she was overseeing everything from that place. Hell yeah, she does.
ドラノール・エノックスであります。エリカ教の首席補佐を務めます。バトラー、あなたには期待しています。
Hell yeah.
私を失望させないでください。
お互い全力でぶつかるだけだ。
ドラノールの出番は本来なら必要あり。しかし魔女側が醜く言い逃れをもてあそぶとき、それを断罪してもらう。書斎での奇跡は二度と起こりませんから。
No, I don't need a miracle.
最後にご挨拶申し
No,
上げ
we
ます。
good, we good.
本魔女集会の
Once
進
again,
行
they're
管理
hyping
の
up the
命令だっ
moment.
た
I'm fucking.
シエスタ姉妹この絵会であり
hyped.
ま
I'm
す。
excited.
よろしくお願いします。
Like some people might see all these introductions like, oh, this is wasting time. Come on, let's get to it. And I'm sitting here like, yeah. Everyone's pointing them out. Show me everyone involved. Let's get this going.
以上で全ての駒の自己紹介を一堂に会するが全38名。
Let's go. There are 38 characters in the 5th game. It's a lot. If you added all the pieces from previous games too, it would probably rise even higher. This game, which has so often been likened to chess, now has far more pieces than a chessboard.
いいわ。では始めようかしら。おっきに始めてちょうだい。ああ、悪いけどそこのヤギさん、ジュースのおかわりお願いね。私にはポップコーンを。ああ、そうだった。悪魔の感激はポップコーンと相場が決まってるとあんたが決めたんだ。楽しませてもらうわ。エリカ、私の退屈はもう始まってるわよ。はい、我が主、お任せを。静粛に沈黙を。
At the sound of her voice, the Chester sister corps straightened up, lifted their right knees, and stamped down hard on the floor with their heels. Yeah, let's go. What you got, Annika? What you got? It became a low, deep rumble in the ground, and all chatter in the cathedral disappeared instantly. And as their eyes and expressions became even more hollow and empty, the room fell back into silence, almost as though they were a collection of wax models. Yeah, let's go. What you got? What you got? Amidst this heavy silence, there was the sound of footsteps, as Erika walked out into the center, where she could catch everyone's attention. When she signaled with her chin, a goat attendant appeared from behind a pillar, and carried a single plain chair out into the front of the center of the room. It must have been the defendant's chair.
フルドエリカは告発します。第5のゲームの殺人犯は後宮夏日さん。
We got this, boys. We got this. I don't know how it's gonna turn around, but I'm hyped. I'm ready. We got this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
あな
go.
たが犯人です。
Erika pointed at Nazi and spoke. Oh, I can't wait to wipe that smug grin off your face. There we go. The Nazi waxed all alone, shook, and regained his expression. It was an expression of panic.
シエスタ姉妹、被告人を席へ連れてってちょうだい。
了解であります。ちょっと何をするのです。
Were you not listening? They're taking you to your chair. Come on.
話しなさい。
Oh, all this music about to go hard. I can feel it. I can feel it. Just a build up. I can feel it. 45 and 410 both pinned Nazi's arms behind her back and led her to the chair in the center. Nazi resisted, but the Chester sisters were surprisingly strong and she couldn't do anything. She turned to the relatives for help, but they just remained silent like wax models.
これよりフルドエリカはなぜ後宮夏日にだけ犯行が可能か再構築してご覧に。ベアト、もちろん受けるでしょ。
当然よ。後宮家顧問錬金術師フルドエリカ。受けて我が主に着せようと企むその引き裂いてくれるわ。ベアトリーチェ。安心せよ。そなたはわらわのそして心に片翼のわしを刻んだ真の当主。身に覚えなき罪に怯えるでない。
At those words, Nazi jerked back and gulped. Her panic finally disappeared and she stood up straight. Hell yeah. Queen.
そうですと私は後宮夏日後宮家を冒涜するあらゆる挑戦を受けて立ちましょう。
Yeah.
どうしてこの状況にそのような虚勢が張れるやら。あなた本当にどこのかけらでもいじめられっ子ね。
ではベルン、主張どうぞ。
ベルンカステルは主張。このゲームの犯人は人間。後宮
ベアトもどうぞ。
ベアトリーチェはこのゲームの犯人は人間。わらわこそ犯人であるわ。
Berncasto smiled daringly, and Beatrice, who smiled firmly, crossed gazes.
お聞きね、魔女ども、人間ども。一つの真実に二つの主張が現れ。犯人は人間、後宮夏日か。犯人は魔女、ベアトリーチェか。魔女が勝てば第5のゲームの真相は闇に消える。エリカが勝てばゲーム版より魔女幻想はつまり
Oh
ベ
yeah.
アトに
Oh
とっ
yeah.
て
Let's
の
go.
み負けることの許されない勝負だけれど覚悟は大丈夫？
何の覚悟が必要だと元より望むところよ。
If Erika wins, the illusion of the witch will be destroyed. It means the existence of the witch will be denied. Beato was fighting for her life. However, this wasn't the only time she'd been fighting for her life. It had always been a life-or-death struggle, even when she fought with Battler. Because if Battler had won and destroyed the illusion of the witch in the previous games, Beato would have been destroyed.
汚ねえな。エリカのやつだけ負けても何も失わない。
それはどうです。ベルンカステル教には情けの心がありません。
True. That's exactly why I'm hyped. I want to see Erika
自分
get...
の望んだ活躍をしなかった駒に温かい処遇を与えるとは思います。
I mean, shit. We saw what happened to Angie. Angie was one of Berncastle's pieces. I'm just saying. It was inconceivable that the ruthless Berncastle would place no blame at all on a piece who had suffered defeat. Where'd this music go? This is bullshit. Erika was probably fighting for her life just as much. The two claims would clash and one would be weeded out. One would fall and one would not leave this place alive. The only ones who truly had nothing to lose were those witches. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go!
OK 問題ないわ。さあ始めなさい。
始めなさい、yeah.
私から始めたいと思います。
Go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Lay out all your claims. Can't wait.
秀吉さん殺しについては夏日さん以外の方を疑うことは私たちは被害者と夏日さんを除いて全員が同じ部屋にいたじゃないですか。
It really was simple. Except for Nazi, everyone had been inside the parlor. And because it was so simple, it was decisive.
どう考えても秀吉を殺したのは夏日じゃないの。
False.
いいえ逆だわ。どう考えても夏日以外に秀吉は殺せないじゃないの。議論も反論の余地もないわ。
ですから誤解です。確かに私はアリバイがないかもしれません。
Nazi. Shh. Let them make their claims, and then we counter.
しかしアリバイがないことはすなわち犯人であるとの証拠。夏日にだけだが待て。殺害現場は密室で夏日に限らず誰であってもあの部屋での犯行は不可能だ。魔法で殺人が遂行できるわらわを除いてな。
密室トリックであるハウダニットについてはとりあえず今はフーダニットから。よって以上により秀吉さん殺しは夏日さん以外の人物を疑うのは不可能となるわけです。
お嬢様、ここをさらに切り込むと危険かと。
同感だわ。夏日が秀吉の部屋のクローゼットに隠れて復讐要求で所在の確認を行われると追い詰められるわ。
であろうな。あやつが面白がれば事実に関係なく夏日が犯人ということで確定されてしまうぞ。
If the typhoon passes and the police come to perform a scientific investigation, perhaps the true culprit will be identified and the false accusations against Nazi will be lifted. However, in this closed-off Rokenjima, the police will not arrive for all eternity. In other words, the real truth will not be revealed. Inside this cat box that will never be opened, false charges that everyone accepts are worth no more or less than the truth.
おそらく向こうの狙いはシンプルな秀吉殺しで夏日様が犯人であるとの印象を確
It's all good
定
though, I
さ
ain't
せ
worried. I'm excited to see where this goes, but I ain't worried.
その上で不確定要素の多い第一の番の再構築に入るつもりでしょう。
ゲームマスターに疑われた状態での進行は最悪。主導権を握るべきだわ。
ラムダデルタ卿、ご存知の通り第5のゲームでも深夜から早朝までの短からぬ時間をまたいでおり、いきなり秀吉の殺人、時間が行ったり来たりしてしまうようでは混乱。ここは時系列に従い順番に進めていくのが良いかと思うがいかがか。
異議提出。犯人を告発する過程において時系列など意味。
異議提出。フルドエリカは時系列を混乱させることによって印象操作を。
ああ、よくわかんないのは私もごめんだわ。ベアとの主張を認めるわよ。エリカはいきなり第2の番から始めないで第1の番から。
I definitely saw Erika click her tongue. I understand. So this is a way of telling Rokenjima's tale. I was guided by Virgilia, met Beatrice, reached the peak from which you can see everything below you, and finally understood the truth of this world.
これが以前にワルギリアが話し。
そうです。ここでは真実など脆い。
両者が主張する限り異なる真実が同時に存在できる。
Yes, this really is a trial. Both sides put forth their own truths. And this here truly is the Braun Tube trial that Virgilia once used as an analogy.
ではラムダデルタ教のご命令に従いご存知の通り10月4日親族会議の小休止の後夏日さんは先に休むとよってその時刻から翌朝まで完全にアリバイは消失します。
Okay.
はてそうか。夏日以外にもアリバイのそれら全員の疑いを晴らさぬ限り夏日を犯人呼ばわりさせるわけにはいかぬぞ。
The claim has been made that Natsuki was the only one lacking an alibi between midnight and 1 a.m. This is being used as a basis for claiming that she is the culprit. However, as long as the following possibilities exist, it is impossible to conclude that this is the case. Hey, I am trying to look at all the stuff, don't cover up the screen. Was the crime also possible for Badler, who was in the guest house? Was Najo, Goda, Kumasawa? Was it possible for Genji and Kraus, who were in the mansion? Was it possible for the people in the mansion besides Nazi? Is it possible George and the others were actually just playing dead? Is it possible that there was a way to reach the second floor without passing through the lounge Erika was in? Is it possible that the crime was committed before midnight? Is it possible that the crime was committed after 3 a.m.? Is it possible that the crime was committed outside the time span of midnight to 1 a.m.? Is it possible that the someone in the mansion committed the crime between midnight and 3 a.m.? These are our claims. Answer?
確かに夏日が怪しいとそこまで言い張るならエリカは夏日以外全員のアリバイを示してねえベル。
ええ、無論エリカはそれを完全に説明しきるわ。
I'm sure she will, because we will prove that everyone else has an alibi. Prove it. Go ahead.
当然です、我が主。では順にご説明していきたいと思います。源氏殺しは一度忘れ、ゲストハウスの事件のみにしとなれば、ゲストハウスにいた使用人を疑いたいですよね。あの晩は郷田さんと熊沢さんがゲストハウスに。そうですね、お二方。
When she turned to face the direction where those two were seated, those two wax models alone came back to life. They probably weren't even granted souls until they were allowed to speak. In that case, it would have been better if Natsu's soul could have disappeared as well. Natsu, who was in the defense chair, kept her soul the whole time and was constantly hanging her head, looking nervous. Goda hurried to his feet and answered Erika's question.
はい、そう、私はあの晩一人でゲストハウスの使用人室におりました。
私はこの夜は答えますから、お先にすぐ休ませてもらいましたとも。
では郷田と熊沢もアリバイ一人で控室で休んでいたと自称するか、一人で使用人室にいたと自称、そのどちらにもいとこ部屋へ行き殺人を行う余地がある。
メッソン、どうしてそんなことを私たちが。
It doesn't matter why you would do it. The why isn't important. The matter is, could you have done it?
そうですとも、人殺しなんてそんなとんでもないこと
Who
です。
gives a fuck about the how? It's about the can. Mm-hmm.
夏日がすべて控え室で一人眠った熊沢も使用人室寝室の夏日と何も変わらぬ。どちらもアリバイを失うではないか。
ご安心を。この二人は殺人犯ではないと私が保証します。まず熊沢さんは晩餐後、私たちと一緒に屋敷を出てゲストハウスへ行き、そのまま控え室に入り朝まで眠っていました。郷田さんも同じです。事務作業を終え、その後に私たちとラウンジで談笑し、両名とも殺人を行う余地はありません。
いよいよ来たな。それではわらわも腰を上げると、もはやそなたの出番はそなたの頼れる用心棒を呼び出すがいい。
Beto glanced at where Delanor sat in the second floor audience seating. However, Delanor just stared back with those usual expressionless eyes.
復唱要求。
復唱拒否。なんで敵にヒントを答えるわけもない。
お聞きからむ証拠はないそう。証拠もなく郷田と熊沢のアリバイを主張してもよい。
道理だわ。どうなのよベル、エリカ。どうして郷田と熊沢のアリバイを主張できるわけ？
引っ込めエリカ。わらわの相手はそこのドラの貴様ごとき人間に、魔女の相手は務まらぬわ。
いいえ、ドラノールの出番は必要ある。あなたの言う人間ごときが魔女を打ち破るからこそ魔女幻想が否定ならばどうぞ。赤で青で受けて立ちますよ。